Welcome to this special spring football edition of the Green Wave Report. I'm Doug Joubert. Today, day 9 of Tulane spring football, greeted with cooler temperatures here at Yulman Stadium. Around 56 degrees when practice opened. Coach Will Hall is holding practices Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays leading up to the annual spring game in Yulman on Saturday, April 18th at 9 a.m. About a half dozen high school recruits and their families were on hand to observe practice today compared to the 50 plus in attendance this past Saturday. Amongst the people we noticed around, John Curtis Christian Schools coach and athletic director J.T. Curtis was on hand, observing, talking, glad-handing. Last year's leading rusher, Jamari McClure, was at practice today wearing his number 25 jersey, no pads. He stood behind the offensive huddle a good 15-20 yards to observe what was going on during team drills at the end of practice. McClure is suffering from off-season shoulder surgery. We're being told that he will be ready for fall practice in August. At the end of practice, during goal line team drills, quarterback Trace Johnson went back to pass, found nobody open, and then ran it up the middle into the end zone for a touchdown. A late hit around and above the shoulder pads by one of the defensive backs for Tulane drew a crowd from both sidelines at about the 5-yard line, the offensive and defensive sides. Johnson jumped up after the hit, celebrated with his teammates, and then took to right to pushing and shoving and doing some trash talking to the DB. In addition to Caden Samanza and Zion Chris Gramion wearing the Don't Hit Me red jerseys today, redshirt freshman quarterback Cade Scott was also adorned in red, and Coach Will Hall will be addressing that later. Amongst those not dressed out today, wide receiver Garrett Mamahat, the senior from New Orleans, was not in pads on Saturday today. A no-show on the field again. Coach Will Hall will be addressing that also during the interview. Speaking of which, we have Coach Will Hall, plus new special teams coach Chris Forestier, and the two guys competing for the starting place kicker job, Jackson Courville and Cooper Helmke.
Good. I really loved the response by our defense in the goal line period, coming off a short yardage day where the offense really had a great day. I thought the defense really had a great response and dominated that goal line period. Then I thought the offense responded in the red zone lockout period and made some plays. And I don't necessarily know that it was bad defense. I just thought offensively we made some plays. We made some plays on some critical downs on third down. Our backs, our receivers made some catches, saw the quarterbacks made some throws. Trace Johnson made a run on quarterback draw that was good to see. And, we're 10 days in, so we're 2/3 of the way through. And we'll continue. I told y'all last week, this week we'll really focus on who we want to be and what we are. Saw some strides on that today.
What do you mean by that? Who you want to be?
Schematically, who we are relative to the type of football team we want to have. Also taking into consideration what our players can do. Who are our best players on offense? Where do those balls need to go? What is our quarterback good at? What is our O-line good at? Because it's fun to say, we got to get this guy the ball, but we got to get him in the ball in a way that our quarterback can process and also in a way that our O-line can block. Like what can they do, and then who does the ball need to go to after that? So we kind of know that now. We know who we are, what we can be. So refining that, getting better at those things. I thought we took a step forward in that today. And then defensively, same thing. We got some integral pieces on defense. Not here when you think about a Jack Chinchu, a T.J. Smith, a Gerard Henderson, and really a Dixon Agu, even though he's practicing, he's not live. Those are potential all-conference guys. And so we're able to get a lot of depth pieces reps right now and build towards that and add value. And it's a long season. I thought one of the strengths of our football team last year was our depth and the way during the course of a long year we could sustain a long season. I think right now, Lord willing, we stay healthy. We've got the makeup to do that again. And this spring's been good to get some of those depth pieces, a lot of reps defensively. Since the moment we got him, he's such a great person, first off. If you know him, like the dude is like a devout Christian. He's married. He's driven. He's about the right stuff. He's a great teammate. And, he's in year 5. And, Gary, sometimes, you just naturally, if you keep working at something, you get better at it. And he's just a better passer than he was when he was at UL. He'll tell you that. He's grown in his overall understanding of football. I tell those quarterbacks all the time, the great Peyton Manning broke an NFL record for most interceptions when he was a rookie. And it wasn't that Peyton couldn't play. Peyton just didn't know what he was doing yet at that level. Knowing what you're doing allows you to play a lot better. And he's in year 5. This system is very conducive to his skill set. I think he would tell you that. So I think he's comfortable right now, and I think you're seeing him execute pretty well. Yeah, if you listen to me at the end, my thing is I love our energy and juice. And you're never going to come to a Tulane practice and say, man, that just wasn't fun and that just wasn't a lot of energy. That's just not how we roll here in any way. But the thing I talk to the team about is that energy's got to be directed towards our own team. Like offensively, when we score, we want to party with each other. Defensively, when we score, we want to party with each other. Now, at every playground across America today, when a kid beats another kid, he looks at him and says, "Nanny, boo-boo." So that's part of being a boy too, and that's part of it. But we've got to control that, if you will, and direct most of that energy towards our own selves. Cade, yeah. So Cade's got a banged up left shoulder. He's got an ACL sprain after that collision on the goal line to end it the other day. Little hamstring issue that happened 2 practices ago. But, man, he's a proven commodity. He's playing at a high level. It's really more precautionary than anything with him. Talent. Number one is talent. It's a lot like our young quarterbacks. You see talent. It's just unproven in a game. So we want to put him in as many pressurized situations as we can between now and then. But he also is receiving pressure every day from Jackson because Jackson is also talented and Jackson has played. So it's a really good kicking room. They're both good kids. They both work extremely hard. They're intense competitors. And it's good to get Coop back kicking, though. It's good for Jackson. And obviously, it's good for Coop and good for our football team.
Coach Hall, just being around him, the energy, the culture that he's building over here, and come be part of a program that's had success at this level, and then you just see what he brings to it. Like, all these guys stayed for him, and you can see why. Like, it's the energy, it's all family, it's culture, and that's just more than special to be a part of. It's a privilege to come and be able to be a part of this, to run my room, and to get the guys going all in the same direction. Special teams is the third part of the ball, but obviously in my eyes it's the most important. And I take great pride in just being able to set up, get these guys ready, and have them going all in the same direction. And that's the way we want to go. Everything the same direction with special teams. So both of those guys, Jackson has come in from us, obviously transferred from Ohio State, and he comes in with just a great deal of maturity. He's very organized in his day-to-day. He's got a schedule that he schedules out every single part of his day, and it's very impressive for a young man his age to be just as dialed in and on top of everything like he is. So he brings a lot of maturity. He brings a lot of accuracy as far as like a field goal kicker goes. He has good range, and he's a great kicker from the accuracy standpoint as well. So we love bringing him in to just give him that opportunity to come in and compete for the starting job. And then when you talk about Cooper Helmke, you talk about a guy with just a big leg that's done a really good job of getting back to being healthy, and we're excited about him coming back and being at full strength, right? So, he's kicked these last couple practices. He's getting back to getting his rhythm, his routine, and his kicks just like they were before he got injured. And, the sky's the limit with him. So it's going to be a great competition for both those guys, being able to go against each other, do a little iron sharpens iron.
Better, a lot better. Still get a little sore at times, but I definitely feel a lot better than what it was during the season, for sure. So
you had a spinal injury.
It was
right?
It was a pars fracture. It was a partial fracture of my L5 bone.
Okay, where's that? Where's the L5?
The L5 is the bottom of the spine. It's like the last.
Ouch.
Yeah.
How did it happen?
I was coming back from a sports hernia I was recovering from. I missed all fall camp for it. And then, so after the first 2 weeks was kind of like a start going full bore. So then I was back squatting against Duke week 3 on Sunday, and it just like popped. Yeah. I just felt the pop in the back, and I didn't feel anything that day. Woke up the next morning and like
not good.
No, definitely not good at all. Yeah, it was rough. But
now, what did you do to recover from that? So PT, etc., or rest, or what?
So when we just got done with, I spent 3 months doing absolutely nothing, just walking. Could do like cupping or whatever, but since it was a bone injury, you couldn't really do a whole lot to heal the muscle. So I just walked on the treadmill a whole lot, and then I'd have to wear a back brace all day, every day for 3 months. And then after the 3 months was up, we went through 4 to 6 weeks. We ended up going 6 of physical therapy to re-strengthen all those muscles and to make sure that we could hopefully prevent this from happening again. So it was a lot of caution with it.
Yeah.
So. Yeah. Oh my God, it was killing me. Missing all the gauntlet and then missing the beginning of spring. Yeah. So now just to be able to be back out is like You know, and then I'll get another break after spring ball to be ready for summer workouts and then roll into fall camp. So it was beyond exciting, to be honest. Right now, ball contact for sure. Like right now, the ball contact is definitely something that is going to come with time, and I can already see it getting better. And just getting my technique and my routine back to how it was before 5 months before this happened, back to normal. In a game or just
in practice. Yeah.
77 yards.
That's what he told me.
I hit it with Garland on his.
He said they didn't put it on air, but you made it.
Yeah, and then I don't know if he told you, but then we backed up to 80, and I hit all 3 posts.
Yeah.
I hit the crossbar, the left post, and the right post. Have him come in the room and like actually have a good personality. That's just like, even though it's a competition, it's like somebody I can actually be friends with, and like we already get along well, and that like I'll do anything for him. It is what it is.
I see y'all congratulating each other.
Yeah, hell yeah,
after
dude. It's part of the game. It really it's and honestly, I don't think I'd be where I am if I didn't have any competition ever. You know, camps, whatever. Like I wouldn't be here. So, and he's only making me better.
From going from Ball State to Ohio State, it was very much at Ball State I felt like I was part of a family there. Like that's what it was. I went on to Ohio State and it was the complete opposite feeling for me. I enjoyed my relationships that I built there, my time there, but the culture just wasn't for me. I don't view myself, I'm a kicker, but I don't view myself as any different. I go and work out with all these guys. I go and do all the running. I do the gauntlet with them. Like I'm an athlete just as much as I am a kicker. The kicking is just what I do to contribute to the team. So that was the biggest thing, just looking for a culture and a team environment that I think was more like a family. I think part of me missed that, and then I think part of me just missed playing, like being out on the field, being a contributor, because I started as a true freshman at Ball State. So like I started throughout my high school, so like I never experienced that. So it was definitely kind of a wake up, like, okay, can I like continue to try to get better, continue to do what I need to do to get better, even though I'm not on the field. For me, like my ultimate goal would be I'm playing against him in the NFL in 4 years. Like, that would be the ultimate goal. Like anyone I'm around, it's a competition, but it's also like, what is our real goal? And the real goal is for each person in our room, me, Cooper, everyone in our room, Jason, Hudlow, Marini, like all of us to just reach our full potential. Like that's really what it is about. And that's what the competition is for. Like I'm a vehicle for him to push him to his true potential, and he's a vehicle for me to reach my potential. If I can help you get better, I can help you get better because I'll show you exactly what I'm doing. Like I'm not going to tell you anything I'm not going to do. And the reason that I win is because I'm going to be extremely disciplined in my mental and my process and my routine, and I'm going to go out there and be consistent.
Have you had crawfish?
I have had crawfish.
And?
It's good. I do like it. I like it.
Anything else you've tried that you said, oh my God?
I tried oysters. I haven't had I've had the char grilled.
Yeah.
I haven't had the raw ones.
Good.
The char grilled was good.
Yeah.
I don't know if the raw is going to be good or not.
Yeah.
They're great. They're great.
They're good.
Just the right time of the year.
Yeah.
Nice.
But I feel like I still need to try like a different variety of things.
Pull boys.
Yeah.
Gumbo. Yeah.
Like I haven't had gumbo.
Oh, dude. We hope you've enjoyed this special spring football edition of the Green Wave Report. Tomorrow at noon, part 2 of our wide-ranging interview with Tulane Athletic Director David Harris. That interview will be focusing on specific programs that have succeeded at Tulane and those still have some work to do. That's tomorrow at noon. The Tulane football team will have another spring practice Thursday morning, and we'll have a special edition of the Green Wave Report, 4 o'clock Thursday afternoon. I'm Doug Joubert.